Okay, so all of you who have heard me talk about fruit know that I love the fig because it is one of the easiest fruit trees, shrubs that we can possibly grow. It's now time to winterize figs, which is the key to making sure that figs actually have good production each year. In our climate zone 6B, Missouri, figs will die back to the ground. They'll come back up and in the spring, but oftentimes they won't have enough live buds come spring to produce a big nice shrub and ripen figs in time before the frost comes. You can see what it looks like when a fig doesn't actually ripen in time. And so basically, I want to show you guys a little video of what it looks like to winterize. So the very first thing I'm going to do is start dicing up tons of cuttings to take off of this fig so I can make more fig babies next year. So we can pan over. I'm taking all these fig cuttings like this, about a foot long, and then I'm going to come in and I want to identify the branches that are pliable and low growing. So ones like this in here are really good, and I want to make sure that I kind of bury them as much as I can. Bend these back. You can see I've got this pliable one here, and this is actually up against a fence, and I'm going to kind of bend this over, and I'm even going to try to stick it inside the fence there to help keep it really low. There it goes. And I want these branches really low because the lower the better. It means that more and more buds will end up coming through the winter. And the more buds we get to come through the winter, the more this baby will grow into a beast come next year. See, that was great. I got that one almost horizontal, and that's going to be really easy to insulate. And I'm going to keep on doing this. No need to do overkill. 6, 8 good branches to get through and make sure that they're well insulated are going to be awesome. And then these other big ones that remain, these are really harder to bend down, so I'm going to keep on taking cuttings from all those. Then you've got a few options. Some people I've seen take like a big thing of plastic and they wrap their figs. I'm not a big fan of that. I think it looks kind of unsightly. I'm a much bigger fan of taking things like leaves and straw bales and using them to insulate them. My favorite technique is actually to just place, and I'll post a picture, a few straw bales, 2, maybe 3, depending on how big your fig is, around the base of your fig. I love to grow figs up against like south-facing walls and fences like this. It makes it a lot more easy when you come to do your winterizing like this. If you have your fig just kind of out in the middle and nowhere, it looks really bad. And of course, figs love south-facing walls for all of their thermal mass and extra heat effect. So we're going to put a few straw bales, or we can wrap a piece of fencing around, come maybe 6 inches to a foot at least outside of your fig, and then pack it in there with leaves. In this case, we've got tons of leaves ready to go for winterizing all of our figs. Here in the backyard food forest, I'll take you to the front actually, just compile this video. So there we've got some straw bales set aside for doing some of this winterizing. We actually had some really cold temperatures the other day, so I kind of prematurely mulched these figs. I'm going to get rid of that straw bale and show you what we did. So basically, we've got 3 different figs kind of tucked behind this wall. I'll show you the picture. We've got this wall with little baby figs that were just planted this spring, and I actually already started the process of bending them down. So these are all really pliable and easy to bend down. I think you can see this 1, 2, 3. We've got Celeste and Brown Turkey and Olympia that we're doing here. You can see I've just used some logs and different rocks to bend these down, and then I'm going to just take this in, free resource all those leaves. I'm going to pile this 2 feet high, and that's going to ensure that all those buds are good. And then I can take these straw bales, and that helps create a kind of a nice little border around my backyard figs. So I'm going to post some pictures for that. Then the very last step in this is to actually make sure that you remove these leaves once we're past temperatures that are really cold. Figs can handle temperatures into the teens, no problem. So I usually pull my leaves back in mid-March or so before bud break, just to make sure that they are not having all this moisture around them when spring comes and we get all that rain. I'll show you this real quick. This is a little shelter that I built around a pomegranate. Took me a second to come up with that one. These are Russian pomegranates, and I got one up here that I'm trying to grow, and then another one on the other side of the yard. This is the same kind of deal. I used a little bit more heavy-duty old retaining wall blocks that I found, just because I really want to make sure that these pomegranates get through the winter, and if they don't, then we learn that they're not gonna be able to take our winter. So that's the video on the figs. This is a Chicago hardy fig, by the way. Let me know if you have any questions. Peace.